What is going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and you can see I have the beast behind me, and we got a really important video, something you guys have been asking for, something I've wanted to perfect in this car just like I perfected in my 1320, and that is how to roll race your Cts-V. So we're going to show you all the modes I use to roll race from a 40 and a 60 roll. We're going to get out in Mexico. You can see it's very sunny out here in Mexico. We're going to take this for a drive. Stay tuned, lock in, hit the comment, subscription, like button, all that good stuff, because everything 1320 happens right here. Let's hop into the beast, and we're out. And to make everybody aware of this Cts-V, I have a RotoFab intake. It does need to be cleaned. But this car has sat for the last 8 months, 9 months. I have not been back in the States in a while, so this is the first time getting around to it. I have a DSX tuning lid and a Grip Tech pulley. I'm not sure what belt size I have on there right now. This goes to mass acceleration next week, and it should have been there a long time ago. But that's another topic for another video. So you'll be able to see the difference with those three upgrades. I do not have E85 on this vehicle. It does not have a meth kit or anything like that. So those are the three main things. And I'm gonna show you how I roll race. So while I'm parked, I'm going to show you the different modes, or the two modes that I would use for roll racing. And of course, on your Cts-Vs, we have our mode buttons, traction, etc. So first and foremost, you can see I am in Tour. If you have a Cts-V, you know that that is a black dial. When you use your modes here, you can switch out, and you can see there is Tour, Sport, and Track. The first mode we're going to put it in is Track. You'll see it go to a white dial, and then we'll hit the traction button off one time. That is the first mode. That is one mode that we'll go out in, and I'll show you guys the difference. The second mode is the same thing. We will go to our modes, go into Track, hit the traction button twice, and it'll pull up performance traction, and we will go from wet to race. And those are the two modes I'm going to go ahead and do this in, but let's hit the road. So we are going to start in the track mode, in the race performance traction settings, and we're going to go from a 60. We're going to drop down to 60. And we're going to drop down to gears. Yes, this will be with the paddle shifters. We're going to drop down to third. Is that on the Cts-V, if you do not shift about a half a second before you actually want to, it will delay your shift, and you can saw it killed all power. I wanted you guys to see that so you can understand how to shift and what not to do per se. But yes, you need to be shifting about a half a second before you actually want to. This car is not tuned to auto shift up in manual mode. You can't do that. You can go to your tuner, etc. But we're gonna run back another pull. Again, we're gonna go from third gear. Again, half a second before you need it. Way better. And you can see how quick the pulls actually are. Now that you guys have seen those two, I'm going to go ahead and change out the performance mode of the traction control, and I'm just going to turn traction control off. And you can see there's the difference of just the traction control button, not the full traction control off with the race performance aspect. But we're going to turn around and head back into the States from Mexico and do one more pull close to it, because I got people on my ASS. difference is the traction control. I don't have it all the way turned off. Again, you can see where I just had the traction control stability off, which can still kill power, which is, I know you're not in the car, but you probably can see by the speedometer, it killed a little bit of power. I have not done a pull with all traction off because I would go slipping and sliding. It's still somewhat cold here, 40-50 degrees, and also the tires that are on this are not meant for that. But that is how you roll race the car. I'm going to talk a little bit about why you don't do it in automatic and you use the paddle shifters. I told y'all I was going to talk a little bit about why I don't roll race in automatic versus the paddle shifters or manual mode, whatever you want to call it when it comes to the Cts-V. One, when you do it in automatic, it will automatically downshift back as soon as you hit the gas to the floor, which will, one, put you behind in the roll race itself. And then sometimes the Cts-V transmission can shudder. If you know anything about the Cts-V, the transmission does require some sort of maintenance and some care pretty much as soon as you buy the car. Transmission fluid flush, etc. Some people have actually replaced it with a 10-speed. So that's main reason number one. Two, when you hit the gas in automatic, again, as it downshifts on its own, you're losing time and gain speed at that particular point, which is why I told you guys from a 60 roll, it's third gear. 40 roll is second gear. I wouldn't necessarily suggest doing a 40 roll in these cars unless you have a decent tire on the rear, some sort of radial, street radial, drag radial, etc. You will spin. 60 roll, again, third gear, not third wheel. Third gear is going to be your best bet. That is why I would not do automatic roll racing in this car. Yeah, it's fun to just hit the gas and go when you're on the highway. This car does get up pretty well. You guys saw there's not many modifications. I don't have headers or anything on this Cts-V, but it will go to mass acceleration here on the 29th. If you're in town, in Charlotte, North Carolina, Denver, North Carolina, surrounding areas, they have an open house. You'll get to see my car on the dyno. You'll get to see a bunch of different things. They have a bunch of vendors. Make sure you head out, come see Toro, come see G, Devin, and John, and the whole mass acceleration team. That is how you roll race your 1320. Look at me, I'm looking at my hand. That is how you roll race your Cts-V. That's how you know I had my 1320 for way too long. You guys see, if it's not V, what should it be? And we're out.